Okay, before that I would like to share kesihatan mental. Keadaan perubatan yang menjejaskan pemikiran, emosi, tingkah laku dan juga gangguan fungsi seseorang. So menurut survei National Mental Health dan... Wow. Siapa jatuh? Siapa tu? Okey, sambung. Okey tadi. Menurut survei National Mental Health and Morbidity Survey NHMS 2017, 3 daripada 10 dewasa berumur 16 tahun ke atas di Malaysia mempunyai simptom kemurungan dan juga anxiety. So biasalah benda ni jadi bila stres kat tempat kerja apa semua. So today with us we have Alicia, Hannah and also Nisa to share with us more about this topic. Yay! First of all, how are you guys? Good? Good. Okay, so we start with Alicia first lah. Okay, so you have opened up and shared that you went through an attempt suicide on your social media account. So maybe you can share with the world why and what happened, if you don't mind.
Okay, right. Can you guys hear me? I haven't been able to not yet. Okay. Sorry, hari ni Alicia akan cakap dalam bahasa English, like fully, sebab I'm more comfortable. Yes. So. Just a background on my personal suicidal tendencies previously. So I grew up with depression. It was undiagnosed. I had very bad anxiety when I was going through university in Melbourne. And benda ni walaupun I knew that there was something wrong, I never got any proper medical diagnosis for it. You know, so being 15, 16, 17, just going through life, I mean, being a teenager is really quite tough as it is.
Tough and fun at the same time.
Tough and fun at the same time, yeah. And it just sort of took its toll when I did move away from Malaysia and I was on my own and I was studying and I had, you know, I had exams that I had to do. I had to build a new life in Australia and it just really hit me. And then that's when I started seeing a site in Australia. And actually, I attempted suicide when I came back home from Australia. So this was after I filmed Asia's Next Top Model. Nobody knew that I was out yet. So I know that a lot of people thought that it was from the bullying, but it wasn't. Like literally, this happened in like 2017 January. So, orang tak tahu ya.
Recent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2017 January. So orang tak tahu pun. Like people didn't even know who I was, so to speak. People didn't even know I came back from Australia yet. This was just 100% personal. It was, you know, I had my own issues. I was fighting my own demons. And one day I just kind of went on autopilot and I went like, I don't wanna deal with this anymore. So it was a very weird place to be in because I had achieved so much already with, you know, my life in Australia. And yes, I was coming back. I had to come back from Australia sebab financial issues, but I had something for me, you know, like in the future. It was, I mean, it got really big, you know what I mean? Like after Asia's Next Top Model, I blew up. But despite having that sort of like hope in the future, that didn't affect my sort of, that decision. I just kind of felt like this was enough. You know, I didn't have, well, so scientifically, no matter what I had for me in the future, there wasn't just enough serotonin to like, or dopamine or whatever hormones that make you feel happy or make you feel secure or whatever to keep you going. So then I just decided like, that's it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna share exactly how because I don't want anybody to get creative. But
better not.
Yeah, better not. Yeah, but basically, I woke up in hospital and, you know, everybody was there. And because depression is not it's not something that like, it's not something that's clear. So I kind of woke up and I saw like, you know, all these people that I love around me. And the first thing that I said was, why am I still alive? And my mom was like, my dad was like, you know, because my head was just not right. It was just not there. So the procedure after that is actually you stay in medical for about 3 or 4 days to make sure that you don't have any medical issues after your attempt. And then they check you into psychiatry for 1 week just to observe you, just to make sure that, you know, you don't try again or whatever. And then that's when you see a psych. And my psychiatrist was from the hospital that I got admitted in, and she was just like, what is wrong with the medication that I previously gave you, blah 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 blah, that whole thing. And then yeah, so that's just basically how it happened and how I went through it and how I survived. And it was very weird because I literally, towards like the end of my stay in psych, I was like, oh, I have a shoot on Friday, like I need to get out, guys. Like, tiba-tiba I rasa macam, okay, never mind, I'm over this, I need to work. So I don't know whether that was just my subconscious kind of being like, okay, look, this didn't work, just focus on like what's in front of you, don't think too much about it. I don't know if that was like a mental block or whatever, but that's basically what happened. And yeah, I still go to therapy now, and I'm addressing other problems, but it's so much better because I sought out professional help.
That's
Yeah.
good. Did you regret it? What you did?
Well, I guess if I regretted it, I would try again, right? I mean, I don't know. I personally feel like there was, like, I can't be too hard on myself at the time.
Yeah.
Because, God, I remember how it feels. It was so, it was, you feel like you're drowning, almost. And, like, you're just tired, and you're just kind of like swimming, and you're wondering, like, how long am I going to swim? Maybe I should just, like, chill. I guess that's the best, like, analogy I can give.
In a way, there's like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Why it happened.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe it also helped me sort of be like, okay, no, I do need to take this seriously, like maybe I can't just do this like self-help thing, maybe I do need more like better intervention, I need to get more creative with how to get better, like I can't just read like online articles and like motivational talks, like those are obviously not enough. I think that it comes to a point for anybody, if you have frequent suicidal thoughts or like tendencies, because I know like for everybody life sucks sometimes, like, I do not know what everybody's struggles are, and like it is not fair for anyone to be like, oh, dia ni kaya, hidup dia tak susah, or oh no, dia ni ada family yang together, hidup tak susah. No, you have no idea what someone is going through. And so you cannot just assume that like, okay, because I am of this social, in this social class, earning this amount of money, I have a family, I have, I have kids, or I have friends or whatever, that I don't deserve to be treated, or I don't deserve to be diagnosed, So for me, it was really that. I thought it was just, okay, yeah, simple, like I'm fine, my life is fine, I'm gonna be like on Asia's Next Top Model, I'm this, I'm fine, boom, terbabas juga, So it's really about being aware and humbling yourself in this way that like, no matter who you are, or, how strong you want to think that you are, you do need to like have a check and be like, okay, I've been thinking about doing something stupid for like the past week, like every day. Every night I go to bed, I feel like, offing myself. I think you should go and see a psych. Like, not as like a joke to say that people are crazy, but just for your own, for your own self. If you can't identify what is wrong with you, then trust someone else to do so, and these people are professionals. I mean, if you had kalau you demam for 1 week, you guys will go and see a doctor, right?
Yeah.
So why do you give less attention to your mental health? Yeah, and that is a mistake that lots of people make. Yeah, so that is what I learned.
You didn't consult anybody also, right? When you got back from Australia, you did? Or?
Well, I did, but then I thought, okay, never mind, I'm on this medication, I'm fine.
Oh, so that was the medication she gave?
I was on medication for anxiety when I was in Australia to help, to make sure I could study and just, regulate my...
I see.
Yeah.
So you did consult somebody?
No,
so
I did already, but I sort of felt like, okay, I'm already on medication, like, it's fine. I mean, like, if a doctor gives you antibiotics for an infection and the infection doesn't go down, you go back and you be like, hey, it's not working.
Yeah,
right?
Do something.
But because there are so many layers to like mental health and the things that you need to deal with, you kind of go like, oh, this medication, no, it's okay, I'm fine. Because it's taboo, like not everybody is cool with having anxiety or depression, or like everybody's still kind of low-key embarrassed.
And it's very hard for them to admit that they have it.
You know, so when you get to a certain point, you do need to, okay, hey, this isn't working, let's try again. It's just like, I mean, it's medicine, you know, like you have to give it a chance and you have to give it a good shot. Yeah.
Yes, and I think sebenarnya is more or less sama je macam penyakit lain. It's like cancer,
Yeah.
sama je. It's not just something that, oh, is something wrong in my otak or something. No,
Yeah.
it's actually like an actual penyakit.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Hana, maybe you pula boleh share sikit pengalaman you, your own experience with mental health.
Assalamualaikum. Good
Assalam.
afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank Cosmopolitan magazine and also Kak Nisa for giving me this opportunity to be up here on stage. Okay, to answer your question, okay, at the beginning of my career, Alhamdulillah, I've been given opportunities to have, to be here and also to be an actress and a singer and to be a public figure. But you see, everything happened so fast. However, everything happened too fast that I had problems, struggles of keeping up with the pressure of being a public figure. So I had troubles with adapting to criticism, judgments. Basically, I had troubles exposing myself out there to the whole world. But it's how to say, it's too fast. Yeah, something that I don't expect that I will be here one day, you know? So that is my struggle with mental health. In terms of adapting to criticism, like social media criticism.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, judgment and stuff. So it was a pretty rough time for me, but Alhamdulillah, I'm better right now. So much better. Yeah, it's just that at that point of moment, I was that period of time, memang how to say, I was definitely it affects me, and to the point that it affects my health. My work, you know, I can't sleep and stuff like that. So yeah, I was struggling at that point of moment.
Yes, because of all of the pressure.
Yeah, because I'm not used to it. You see, like you're suddenly macam tercampak dalam industri ni. Like okay, you be a singer, you be an actress.
Yes.
Oh my God, then you have to
And
deal
then
with everyone.
And then you're subjected to all of that.
So especially coming from the only child, I'm the only child.
I see.
Yeah, and I grew to be an introvert. That means no, I mean I have friends. But at the same time, whenever I have a problem, I don't really share my problems to anyone. I have this habit of keeping things to myself, to the point where I will end up bursting one day. You know, you keep simpan sampai ke tahap yang, you know, you tak boleh tahan, terus meletup macam belon. Macam tu lah. So yeah, that's
So
my struggle.
maybe like for you pula, macam like bila you sedih apa semua kan, you apa antara macam benda you nyesal lah buat bila you tengah depression, macam to what extent has it affect your life for that period of time, atau berapa lama?
Okay, I don't usually share this, but
only at Cosmo.
yeah, only at Cosmo. So okay, I mean to the point where I didn't want to eat. But there were times where I just want to eat everything. You know,
Mixed feeling.
our
confused.
hormones macam, you know, especially female, our hormones it changes over time, you know. So macam dia unstable. So especially when you're feeling emotional, sometimes you go so hungry, you eat everything. Sometimes you don't even want to eat at all. You just want to lie down on bed. You don't want to, you know, you just don't want to do anything. You're not productive at all.
And benda tu, it would affect, I mean, like,
It
your schedule,
affects.
it's so busy.
Yes.
And like, if you're feeling so down, I mean, you know, I don't know what.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know what, but girl, I feel you. Ada time saya rasa macam tak nak pergi kerja tu, it's real,
Yes,
right?
no, that is real. I think most of us can relate to this lah. There were times where all of us would feel like, you know, I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay at home, too stressed up. You know, I don't want to face the world. I just want to stay at home and, you know, just lock myself in the room. You know, there were times. I think most of us can relate to that lah.
Especially for you, being under the limelight sekarang ni, you know, your name is really picking up. Macam ada tak you rasa macam, can I just be normal again where nobody knows me and just relax and like pergi mana-mana tak ada siapa kacau? Mesti, I'm sure everyone, especially yang celebrities.
Yes. Definitely lah, there were feelings like that, but at the end of the day, I think it boils back down to like whether you're grateful at where you are right now.
Yes.
Macam for me, as much as I feel, sometimes I feel really down, but at the same time, I think I thought to myself, and then I think I say it to myself like, look, you should be grateful. There are people who are struggling, to get a job even,
Betul.
or there are people who have a talent and they want to be a public figure. They want to act. They want to, they have passion
want
for
to
it.
be in your position.
Yes, but you do not have the opportunity.
Yes.
Opportunity is not given. So macam Hana, I selalu macam, okay, I bersyukur. No matter like. Everyone has their own difficulties.
Betul lah.
They have their own journey, ups and downs. So this is mine.
Alright. Okay, thank you Hana. Okay. Moving on, Nisa, maybe you boleh share sikit kenapa sebenarnya penting untuk kita voice out about mental health and like speak about it.
Yeah, whether you may have it or you may not have it.
Yes.
You don't know tau.
Tak tahu.
Kalau you think it's so difficult to share. Kita malu ke? Kita ada macam satu culture yang orang Melayu ni malu nak cakap.
No, because at the same time we are so judgmental.
Yes.
So macam
bila
orang
kita cakap orang nanti orang judge kita, takut
betul.
kan. So kita cakap kalau kita nak cakap yang kita ada masalah ataupun kita ada mental health, orang cakap kita gila. Kalau kat luar negara, kalau kita ada masalah perhubungan kita boleh diterapiskan.
Yes,
kat sini
betul.
orang rasa macam kalau you pergi psychiatrist, dia dah gila kot. So bila you dicop, macam maybe Alicia pergi terapis, dia dah gila kot, kan? Dia dah ada problem kot, kan? So dia tak tahu macam dia nak dicop macam mana. So kat Cosmo kita ada Cosmo Health, kita ada cakap pasal not only your kesihatan but also your mental, and kita ada confession, kita ada love therapy where you will have your own time, maybe email me, talk to my girl, kan? So macam it's a nice gesture for Cosmo to have this lah. And I think kalau you nak cakap, maybe you malu nak cakap, just find one person that really care for you, that don't judge you, macam nak tolong you ke arah kebaikan, kan? So macam I think it's a new thing for us maybe in Malaysia.
Yes.
It's like that maybe. Macam tu lah.
In a way, it's reaching out to other people jugalah. Kalau tak kawan.
And also maybe you find your own group of people yang ada masalah macam tu, kan? Macam you sedih, you cakap dengan orang sedih. So macam you connect and somehow you boleh buat orang tu faham.
Betul. Like, okay, so this depression, anxiety thing, dia tak ada umur yang spesifik. You can get it as, you said you were born with it. Like, how is that?
Well, I've had it since, I knew that there was something wrong since I was quite young. But yeah, there are people who are depressed. We've lost so many good artists and actors and performers, and they've gone from like 50 to like 27. You've had kids who are like 16 years old commit suicide, lompat.
Because they can't keep up with the pressure.
But it's not just the actors. It's kids, like budak-budak yang macam yang the girl who jumped 16-year-old kat Sarawak tu, it's any age, any social class. Depression and anxiety and a whole bunch of things. Depression, anxiety, ADHD, schizophrenia. It's not just stress. It's if you do an MRI, there is something wrong. There's something different with your brain. Like physically, this is science. That is why now insurance companies are starting to give insurance covers for mental health, because it's actually like if you have cancer, you have a tumor growing. If you have depression, severe depression, severe anxiety, ADHD, there is a scan that can prove that your brain is different from people who are healthy. It is an actual illness. Kalau orang cakap, no, it's just too much stress, or no, it's just this, it's not just,
There's so many forms of depression and anxiety.
Yeah, there's obviously mild, you can go through a depressive stage, but, having depression as something that's basically chronic, and that it affects you enough that, your life does need to be put on hold for whatever reason, that is, you can find that in a scan, if anybody tries to be like, oh, it's all in your head, be like, yes. here's my MRI scan, it is in my head, you know.
Yeah.
So
Like macam for you lah, macam now you are so much better, you are more confident about yourself. So macam like, does it still affect you now, or it's like, ke dia memang ada cure yang can make you automatically feel okay? I don't know. How does it work?
okay, well,
Slowly maybe?
well, for me personally, I have always been confident. I have always been, you know, energetic. I've always been lively. You know, like yes, the depression made me struggle, but I don't think everybody struggles with their depression or their anxiety in the same way. Yes, kalau you ada anxiety attack, there are a whole bunch of symptoms, you know, sweaty hands, shaking, tremors, I don't know, this feeling in your gut. Some people pass out. Yes, the physical symptoms, there's a list that like across the board, you know, if you have 5 of them, yes, you had an anxiety attack. But how you choose to deal with it, that really depends on all sorts of things, like your upbringing or like, you know, how you have grown up to be emotionally. So there are some people who, like, I would consider myself actually like the kind of macam, oh, I'm depressed, but like, oh, it's okay, everything's good on the outside. You know what I mean? And I feel like the worse the depression got, the better I seemed as a person. You know, the crazier I became, the more outwards I became. But there are some people who, when they get depressed, all they do is just lock themselves in the room. You know?
True.
So really, depression really has no face as well. Which is why it's so important yang kalau diri you sendiri rasa that something is wrong, go and get help.
Yes.
Like I can never, you know. And even now being better, when you said that me being better, it just, for me, that just means I got over that phase.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I do know that like, okay, for a while, at least the first 6 months of the year, I wasn't on any medication, but I could feel it, you know. Things were weird again.
Yeah.
I was having issues. I was going through a lot.
Yeah.
And then I went, okay, no. You know how this goes, Alicia. I know myself. I come to terms with this. We're going to start seeing a new doctor. And, you know, I saw this new doctor, and sure enough, I got diagnosed with ADHD pula.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got a misdiagnosis from the last time I went. That wasn't working. That's why dia macam, it was wrong.
Dia macam something
Dia
is
macam
not
something
like
was still
fully
wrong.
right. Yeah.
But then now, you know, new medication and everything, and I'm great, you know.
That's
For
good.
now,
That's
you
good.
know, I feel like I don't know whether, so to answer your question, I don't know whether,
Yeah.
you know, you can get better. Yes, certain things, you know, as you grow older, you know, as your brain fully develops, you do get better,
Yeah.
right? And if you have been treating yourself, I mean, getting a doctor to treat you, it might help facilitate that growth. You know, it might help facilitate your recovery. But if you're kind of, you know, running yourself into the ground, hoping to get better just by natural course of aging, you
No
might
way.
not. You know,
No
you
way
might,
that's gonna
yeah,
happen.
you might face all sorts of other issues that, you know, that have to do with the brain as you're older. You know, I don't know.
Because you're the only one who understands what you think, what you feel. So
Yes.
kalau if you don't speak out, orang lain takkan faham.
Yes.
Exactly what do you feel inside, kan?
Yeah.
Okay, for you Hana, macam especially you lah, kita berbalik kepada all the questions yang macam when people comment apa semua, how do you actually
social
deal
media.
with that? Macam,
as in
I
what,
know you
social
have,
media
you get a lot also.
No, but I don't deal with it. I macam,
For you, how do you have to be Hana at the same time, and at the same time you kena macam deal with this. Macam you tak boleh nak just, you know, marah dia orang ke apa kan?
Yeah, I understand. Totally understand. Okay, I think I'm better now, but I think with time, I actually learned to accept that. I think we should all accept that not everyone in this world is going to like you, regardless of what you do. You know, not everyone's gonna like you.
You can't please everyone.
You can't please everyone. You can try your best, but you know, I mean, it's
Penat.
nature lah. Not
Penat,
everyone's gonna like you. You know.
No, and it's penat.
Yeah,
You
you'll be
wanna try,
tired.
right?
Yeah, susah. Okay, but at the same time, I also learned that I keep my focus on the things that matters. You know, I prioritize my thoughts. You know, make sure, you know, you have to plan. You know, you have to ask yourself, like, what are the things that matters? You know, and I think that if you focus on the things that matters instead of someone else's opinion, it would help you even more. You know, it really works. No, it really works. So how I deal with social media criticism is that you need time. Yeah, it definitely comes with time. But when you're facing social media criticism, you have to realize that, how should I put it? Like, we as a human beings, we only have control over 3 things, okay? The thoughts that we think, the image that we visualize, and the action that we take. You know, we have to realize that we have absolutely no control over someone else's thoughts and opinion. So you gotta focus on yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you can control yourself. You can't control people's reaction, criticism, judgment, but you can control yourself. So it's how you react, you know, to the social media criticism that you're facing. You know, like if you are you're experiencing cyberbullying, you know, on social media, you know, it's how you think. For example, like for me, I do get body shamed, you know. Yeah, macam, dahi Hana seluas padang bola, you know. No, but seriously, at first I thought it was like, what? No, you know,
Macam mana boleh fikir
yeah,
kan? Macam tu apa
macam
tak ada
like,
kerja lain ke?
You're so creative, you know. Seluas padang bola, wow. Tapi I grew to actually appreciate, you know, like I actually love my dahi sekarang ni.
Yeah.
You know.
Rihanna has a big forehead, girl. You are closer to Rihanna than the rest of us.
Yeah, no, there are people, diorang sanggup nak buat surgery tau. They do surgery to luaskan dahi diorang.
betul.
You know, so to me, I find it like, okay, it's a gift actually.
Yeah, betul.
You know,
Betul.
so funny. Okay, but yeah, like I said, I think the first step to deal with this kind of issues is to actually accept the fact that not everyone in this world is going to like you. So if you are trying your best to please someone or to prove them wrong, come on, like don't try so hard, you know.
It's a slippery slope.
Don't
down.
try. You're actually how to say, affecting yourself even. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Over time, it's gonna get worse. You're gonna get tired of this, you know. You feel like giving up. So no, you know, just accept that not everyone's going to like you, regardless of what you do, you know. And to me, it's definitely about controlling yourself. How do you want to react to certain situations that you're facing? You know, what kind of action do you want to take? If someone calls you fat, for example, how are you going to react to it? Like, if you're going to let it affect you, if you allow it to affect you, and then the action that you're about to take is going to kill you. You know, it's just going to get worse. So to me, I believe less explaining is better.
True.
Just exist.
Yes.
Less explaining, you know.
And no need to depend any happiness pun from them. Basically, tak payah. Jangan apa dia orang cakap tu sebenarnya tak affect kita pun. We can be happy on ourselves. Kita tak perlu pun nak.
Yes, I think just focus on yourself, focus on your loved ones, focus on the things that matters, you know. There are 2 types of criticism tau. One type of criticism are those type of people who criticize you because they want the best for you to improve on yourself, what you're lacking of and stuff like that.
Betul.
I mean there are certain, ada yang ikhlas jugalah kan. Tapi there's this other side, they are destructive comments. Basically, they just want to destroy you.
Yeah, betul.
They want to hurt your feelings. You know, there are even comments like "go kill yourself" and stuff. But when you actually click on that person's profile, IG,
tak ada gambar.
Budak,
ya, betul. Betul.
masih sekolah lagi.
Yeah.
Faham tak? So,
Tapi
don't
yalah,
let it affect you.
Suka.
Well, no, I mean, okay, no, I personally do think when, you know, when people are just hateful,
Yeah.
macam dia punya benci tu is just for no reason, that is actually a projection of how they feel about themselves.
Betul.
And you know,
Exactly.
okay, and social media is a really weird landscape sekarang tau. So
Yeah.
all of us, I mean, I had internet when I was like maybe like, I don't know, 9 years old, 10 years old, baru the internet. But these kids, they've had internet from the start. So they've been exposed to this whole like different range of information and how to deal with things than macam most of us. So we never know how that projection of their self-image manifests into their interactions. You know? Sebab maybe dulu budak-budak yang macam are angry at home or whatever, what do? They go to school and then they bully budak lain. Sekarang what do these kids do? They get online and then they bully everyone else. And people don't know who they are.
Ya, betul.
You know?
Sebab dia tak payah tunjuk pun siapa muka dia orang. So they can actually bully through.
Dulu budak-budak yang bully, I mean you know who they are, call
Yeah.
your parents. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you get into trouble.
Now semua balik kan.
Last time it was very direct lah, basically.
Yeah, you had to have balls dulu. Sekarang, you know, everybody macam
Yeah.
you're hiding behind.
Okay, so maybe last from Nisa, maybe you boleh share sikit. Is there a motto that you live by? Motto hidup you apa? Especially when you dah reach your macam kira paling low punya
Keep it going, keep your
lowest
going.
point. So macam apa antara motto yang you live by to bring yourself
I don't know.
up?
I fikir orang yang I sayang or orang yang sayang I. So you know when whatever you want to do, think of someone that you love.
Yes.
Kan? Kalau you think by killing yourself will make your beloved happy kan? Lagi sedih kan? So I think for me, don't put yourself first lah.
Yes.
You know, whatever you feel, there's always a support. There's
Yeah.
always someone who can help
Betul.
you. There's always people who can hear you. So just reach out. Reach out your best.
Alright.
Reach out to a professional, okay?
Yeah.
Tolong.
Friends and professional juga. Kalau friends tak membantu.
Yes, I mean, okay, I do personally feel if you feel like killing yourself, maybe your friends are not enough. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you don't know because we are all lucky.
You
I mean,
don't
we say
understand.
this in a bubble yang kita semua ada kawan. We have people who love us. We believe that people love us. But there are so many people, you have no idea. I get all sorts of crazy DMs of kids being like, my parents macam ni, my kakak ni semua, and they just sound, I don't know these guys, right? But they just sound like they have nobody.
Yeah.
So if we want to go on and give people advice, it's really seek professional help. Sebab literally professionals, I mean, you can go to government hospital, you pay RM1. I mean, you can ask for
RM1?
RM1 government hospital.
Oh.
You go RM1 and you ask to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. You know what I mean?
Now
Yes.
we have to
Yeah.
find the
Yeah,
yeah, betul.
We have more
Yeah.
people, more platforms.
Help, yeah,
Yes.
betul, platform,
Yeah.
betul.
So when friends and when family and when loved ones fail, what you do is you go professional. I think you should go professional straight away, but hey, we're not there yet. But yeah. Yeah.
Yes, okay
That
guys.
is right.
Apa-apa pun, there you go. Know that you are never alone. Always reach out, speak to someone. Know that you always matter, and no matter how tough things get, there is always a silver lining to everything. Thank you so much, Alicia, Hannah, and Nisa. Thank you guys for sharing.